Hi guys! Hope everyone's doing well on this beautiful Sunday. So, I'm just kind of been contemplating on a lot of things now that I have a lot of downtime. And I've just been thinking about, the way that things have been going in the media, all this crazy stuff happened. And it kind of made me think about, I know this might be weird, but I've been thinking about death a lot, and like what happens when you die. Why do some people die sooner than others? What happens after the afterlife? Why some people get recognition when they die and others get no recognition, or for maybe people from their close family members and friends, but they don't get all this publicity and a million people saying rest in peace. So I find it pretty bizarre how everyone's life is valuable, of course, but I just find it bizarre on how some people are valued in our society so much higher above other people. And it makes me question, why are things like that? How did things get like that? Is that like that for a reason? So it just makes me think, like, you could have a regular person who's not famous, not in the media whatsoever. They're just going about their day-to-day life, living their day-to-day job, doing the same thing, just living life like the rest of us. Like most of us. And, this person might have had a heart of gold, charitable person, they might have donated and helped people all throughout their life. And they might not get the recognition that they deserve when they die. But on the other hand, you have another person who, they got in the limelight for doing what they love, They might have not had the best personality, might have not helped people so much, but then again, they get so much recognition, and it kind of goes, a little bit overboard, like, okay, not everybody knows who this person is, they might have not been famous as Michael Jackson, but, everybody's all of a sudden saying rest in peace and paying them respect that they passed away. And, I feel like that's kind of sad in a way. Like, what makes that person so great that they got so much recognition? What makes the other person so, I guess, mediocre in a way? It's just something to think about, like, where people, everybody can't, I know everybody can't be in the mainstream media, and everybody can't, achieve as much as the next person, but, I don't know, it's just so crazy to me how high certain people are put on a pedestal. It's like they're destined for I would say popularity. They're destined for popularity. And, most people who are just going about their daily lives, they don't have the same fortune or, the same opportunity to get that popularity as the other person. Does that make them any less valuable? No, it doesn't. But, to other people it might mean they're less valuable. Be like, oh, that person, they don't have followers on Instagram. They're not on YouTube. That person, they weren't doing anything. That's what it may seem. Like, oh, they weren't as popular as the other person, therefore they weren't as important. So, yeah, I've just been thinking about, why things are the way they are in life, and why certain things happen, why certain people in society react a certain way to different things. And it just has me thinking about a lot of things. So there's this lady in the media, I read an article, who died at age 45, and she won a pageant back in the day. I think it said she was the first biracial person to win a pageant, and she died of liver cancer. So I noticed her death was overshadowed by Mac Miller's death. And, not a lot of people, saw her article or even was wishing her rest in peace. But it just made me think, what's going to happen when we die, us regular people? We might not even get on the news or get recognition in the newspaper, It makes you think, what thoughts are people going to have about you when that happens, and, how will you die, and, how will your death be played out once you're gone? Yeah, it just makes me think. Kind of makes me realize why so many people want to be famous. Because I feel like it gives you a feeling of natural importance in society. It's like every person who's famous, they automatically get this recognition and respect from people who don't even know them. So I notice people on, Facebook and Instagram posting "Rest in Peace, Mac Miller" and writing huge paragraphs like that was their cousin or some sort, when I know those people wouldn't even do that for someone in their family who they only spoke to once sometimes. So I'm not trying to discredit his death or anything. It was tragic, it was terrible, and I wish he hadn't gone at such a young age. Didn't even live most of his life, But I'm just saying that I'm just questioning to myself and want to express this, that why are other people set on a pedestal of importance and other people are just disregarded, Their existence isn't really acknowledged on a grand scale. And it makes me think, what do these people do to have so much recognition in society and to be able to get so much attention from people, from different places and all across the world? Because, everybody wants to feel important. Everybody wants to feel like, when they die, that people will miss them, that people care for them, that people said good things about them, that they get the recognition for all the great things they've done. And, yeah, it kind of makes you think, what's going to happen in the afterlife as well. So it just makes me think also about being famous. You hear about people always want to be famous, people trying to get there to be famous, everybody wants to be famous. Like in that movie, The Devil Wears Prada, she's like, everybody wants to be us. Which is kind of true, because it's like fame guarantees you this sense of importance, and people automatically care for you. You have people come out of the woodworks, caring about your well-being, and they don't really know you. You have people coming out of the woodworks caring about your health, and people who are obsessing over you. Whereas if you were just like a normal person in life, they wouldn't even pay you any regards. So it makes you think about, people always say, be careful, the price of fame is really high. But then again, it might be worth it in the end, because you're recognized when you're famous. And people always say there's a price you have to pay for fame, and maybe that price to some people is worth it, because if you compare the lives before they were famous, when nobody recognized them, they barely got any credit for their work, versus when they're famous, the whole world wants to know who they are, the whole world wants to see them thrive, the whole world Even if they get hate from some people, that's still, you know, energy. People are focusing on them. So I'm like, which one is living life to the fullest? Being famous or not being recognized? I would say being famous, because then, I mean, it's not like you died in vain. You're going to die in vain. And not saying that fame is everything, but I'm saying that why are people so valued who are famous in society, and other people who aren't famous, they're like, you know, discredited from their importance, from their sense of importance. So if people didn't put famous people on such a pedestal and give them so much attention and talk about them so much, then less people would want to be famous. But I understand why people would want to be famous, because of the importance and the attention it comes with. It's like automatic benefits. But again, I don't know the downsides of it. I hear everyone saying, oh, you know, you have to do this and this and that when you're famous, but that's not really proven. Some people who are famous, I mean, they seem like they live an awesome life. They're always smiling, you know, just bought their new mansion, and, you know, us regular people are just like, what? I'm just trying to have $600 in my bank account at once. But yeah, it's fun to think about, like, how would you be if you were famous? How would you spend your money? What would you invest in? How would your attitude change? You know, it's amazing to think about. I saw Kris Jenner just bought a $9.4 million home, and just looking at the pictures of it, I'm like, oh my God, like, if only I had access to that. Oh my God. I would go ballistic. I'll be so excited and make the most of it. Definitely use up every part of the house. I'll be sleeping in like every square foot. But yeah, just wanted to put that out there and see if other people were having the same thoughts as me. But yeah, I just find that really interesting. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a good day.